أجمعين. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. اللهم فقهنا في الدين وعلمنا التأويل يا رب العالمين. Yesterday we spoke about the duration and the beginning and the ending of the menstruation. And we said that the least amount of time is, according to the correct opinion, is one gushing of blood, even if it happens for part of a day. And the longest time a woman can have a menstruation for is 15 days. And we mentioned that the shortest time between two hayd or two menstruations is 13 days, according to the majority of the scholars. Now, when we look at these days are very important, because if a woman is divorced, her waiting period will be according to these days. So for example, if a woman is divorced, then her waiting period can is three periods, as we all know, right? So it's 3 periods. So for example, if she has her period and then it finishes, and then she does not have menstruation till 5 months later on, right? We said that there's no limit for the tohar, for the purity, for the time in between the two menstruations. So the least amount is 13 days, but there's no had, there's no limit for the maximum amount. So if she has, for example, her menstruation, then after that menstruation, 5 months passed, and she doesn't have a menstruation, then she has it on the 6th month. And then another 5 months passed, and she has another one, then her waiting period, her iddah, will be, it could be 10 months, or it could be longer than that, right? Because her waiting period, her iddah, will be 3 periods. So as long as she is still bleeding and she's still getting her period, if it is longer than, if it comes after 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, it would not change the iddah. The iddah would be connected to the 3 menstruations that she would get. Now, the author, rahimahullah, he goes on to say, and he's talking about here in cases of confusion now. وَالْمُبْتَدَأَ إِذَا رَأَتَ الدَّمْ لِوَقْتٍ تَحِيضُ فِي مِثْلِهِ جَلَسَتْ. So the woman that is she's just beginning her menstrual cycle, she's never had a menstruation before. If she sees blood and she is at the customary age where a person of that age would get her menstruation, then it is her menstruation, and jalasat. The word jalasat literally means to sit, but in this case here, the fuqaha use this word jalasat to mean that she does not pray her salah. She refrains from praying her salawat and from fasting. So that means if she's between the ages of between the age of 9 and 50, as the scholars have mentioned, or if she's at the age of that age where even if she's less than 9 years old and she sees her period blood, and it is the same sifat, or the same description or qualities of menstruation, then she will start acting as if that is her period, or she will start she would refrain from the things that are forbidden during the menstruation. فإن انقطع لأقل من يوم وليلة فليس بحيض وإن جاوز ذلك لم يعتبر أكثر الحيض فهو حيض. And if it stops short of a day and a night, then it is not menstruation. So if you remember yesterday, we mentioned that the author, his opinion is that if it is less than 1 day and 1 night, then it is not considered hayd. What is it considered? Damun fasid. It's considered istihada, right? It's considered like normal bleeding. However, we said that the correct opinion is that even if there's one gush of blood, then and it has the description or the qualities of a hayd, then it will be considered the hayd, the menstruation. And he says, فَلَيْسَ بِحَيْض وإن جاوز ذلك ولم يعتبر أكثر الحيض فهو الحيض. And if it goes more than the minimum amount, but it is less than the maximum amount, then it is considered considered a haid. So it is considered a menstruation. So if it is less than 15 days, then this will be considered a menstruation, right? And it would not be considered istihada. So here, he's trying to explain to us what is considered haid, what is considered istihada, right? So as long as it is less than 15 days, the bleeding, then it is considered haid. فإذا تكرر 3 أشهر بمعنى واحد صار عادة. And if this repeats 3 times for 3 different consecutive months, by the same duration and the same form, then it is considered her established cycle. And it's very important here that we take note of this, because her established cycle, there are other rulings that may ينبني عليها, that will be established based on her cycle. Right? For example, if she has any problems or issues later on, it will go back to her established cycle. And then he says, وَإِنْ عَبَرَ أَكْثَرَ الْحَيْض فَالزَّائِدُ إِسْتِحَاضَةٌ. And if the bleeding is longer than the maximum amount of days for the hayd, then the excess days are considered istihada. Meaning that if she bleeds for more than 15 days, then after 15 days, it's considered istihada, meaning that it is considered damun fasid. It's considered blood that is like regular bleeding. And what does she do? He'll tell us here. وعليها أن تغتسل عند آخر الحيض وتغتسل فرجها وتعصبه ثم تتوضأ لوقت لكل صلاة وتصلي وكذا حكم من به سلسل البول ومن في معناه. So he tells us what she does here. Now he says that, and if it is more than the 15 days, it's more than the maximum amount of days, عليها, she must take a ghusl at the end of her hayd, meaning the end of the 15 days, right? Because that is her maximum amount for the hayd. وتغتسل فرجها, and she must wash her private area. وتعصبه, and she must wrap it and put something there so that it does not yulawith, it does not affect, or it does not yunajjis, it does not the najasa does not come onto her clothing and to her body. So she has to put something there, such as sanitary wraps, etc. ثم تتوضأ لوقت كل صلاة. Then she has to make wudu for every salah, at the time for every salah, وتصلي. So the mustahada, the one that has istihada, she has irregular bleeding, which is not on her cycle, it's not on the time when she normally has her period, right? Or it exceeds that time. Then what she does is, for every salah, she just needs to make wudu and she prays. She does not have to do ghusl every single time she wants to pray. She just needs to make wudu and she prays. And this is the evidence for this is mentioned in Sahih al-Bukhari, the hadith where the Prophet ﷺ said to Fatima bint Abi Habasha, then make wudu, ثُمَّ تَتَوَضَّأْ لِكُلِّ صَلَاةٍ, then make wudu for every salah, when she had the same issue. And then the author goes on to say, وَكَذَا حُكُمْ مَنْ بِهِ سَلْسَلُ الْبَوْلِ وَمَنْ فِي مَعْنَى. And that is like the one, or the same ruling for the one that has urinary incontinence and the like. So a person that has a man or a woman that has urinary incontinence, meaning or incontinence, it means that he is not able to stop his urination. Drops of urine come out during the day and it's uncontrollable. So what does he do? He does the same as the istihada. He washes his private part before he prays, and he puts something there so that it does not affect his entire clothing. And he makes wudu for every salah. And after he makes the wudu, once the salah time has come in, whatever comes out, that does not count. He does not look at that, right? As long as he makes his wudu for every salah. Same if a person has incontrollable, like passing of wind, for example. Because some people, it's incontrollable, right? Uncontrollable. So same thing, what they would do is they would make salah, they would make wudu for every salah, and that will suffice, that will be suffice for them, inshallah. And today we'll stop here, inshallah. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Any questions?
بالنسبة للحيض الليل والنهار.
الليل والنهار، نعم.
نفس بعد 15 يوم لما يجي الدم الفاسد الصلاة نفسها، يعني هي بين الليل والنهار اللي بيجي الدم تصلي، صح؟ بالنسبة للصلاة.
ما فهمت.
في دم الحين تجي، يعني زي ما قلت الحين في ليل، يعني يوم يومين بيجي دم.
نعم.
وليس حيض.
After 15 days.
لا اللي
قبل 15 days؟
قبل قلت الليل والنهار يومين.
إذا كان يوم وليلة هذا أقل حيض إن الحنابلة، يوم وليلة. إذا كان أكثر من يوم وليلة وأقل من 15 يوم يعني يعتبر حيض، فتجلس، يعني لا تصلي ولا تصوم. فهمت؟ نعم.
My question is,
yes.
If a man has a salasal bowl,
yes,
you said, for every salah he makes new wudu.
Yes.
Can he lead as imam for the other people?
Okay, a good question. The brother is asking if he has salasal bawl, can he lead the others? Can he lead for others? Wallahu alam, but it would be best for him not to lead, because he has that. He most likely would have najasa on him, and it's better for him to have that for himself instead of leading the salah and having it affect, possibly affect the salah of others, right? Wallahu alam, but I would suggest him not to lead the salah. If there's someone else that can lead, and recite the Quran with proper tajweed. Wallahu alam.
هذا الشيء بيقولون كده. إنه في كل صلاة يتوضأ.
نعم.
وإذا كانت ضرورة مثلا ما في قارئ.
نعم. إذا كانت ضرورة.
ضرورية.
نعم.
يعني موضوع.
نعم. هو. نعم. الله أعلم. نعم. جزاك الله خير. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. السلام عليكم.